Hello, welcome to Levant TV Headlines. An increasing number of members of terrorist organizations are getting killed as army units continue to crack down hard on various areas across Aleppo, with the military operations resulting also in the destruction of terrorist weapons and equipment. The Islamic State in Iraq and Syria militants executed the Lebanese citizen Qaid Ghadada, who was kidnapped from the northeastern town of Arsal last week. Israel said it published tenders for 283 new homes in the West Bank settlement just days after announcing its biggest land grab on occupied Palestinian territory for 3 decades. And according to General Babakar Zibari, airstrikes in northern Iraq killed the top 8 of jihadist Islamic State chief Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. According to Majd Takht Ravanji, a comprehensive nuclear agreement with the West remains possible before a November deadline, as long as world powers are sincere during upcoming talks. And now let's have a look at top headlines in today's newspapers. From the Daily Star in Lebanon, the Qatari delegation has finished its first meeting with the Al-Nusra Front commanders, and it's preparing to bring their demands to the Lebanese government on Friday. In the Khalij Times, a report on NATO leaders who grappled on Thursday with whether the alliance has a role in containing a mounting militant threat in the Middle East, as heads of state converged in Wales for a high-stakes summit, also focused on the crisis in Ukraine and next steps in Afghanistan. And from the Jerusalem Post, the Al-Nusra Front is threatening to put the 44 captive Fijian UNDOF troops on trial under Islamic Sharia law if demands are not met, said the head of the Sion Observatory for Human Rights, Rami Abdulrahman, to the London-based paper Al-Hayat Al-Sharq Al-Awsat. And now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines from UK papers. From the Telegraph, Britain gears up for war on the ISIS with plans for airstrikes in Iraq and Syria, where Britain could launch airstrikes in Iraq and Syria within weeks after David Cameron set out a potential timetable for a military intervention and pledged to use everything, quote, "we have in our armory" to wipe out Islamic terrorists. And in the Independent, Scottish imams called for hostages release. Muslim leaders will use sermons on Friday to reiterate their opposition to extremism and urge young people not to join fundamentalist fighters and call for the release of all hostages held by the Islamic State. And now let's take a look at top MidEast headlines in international papers. From the New York Times MidEast section, at trial, Arab Bank's lawyers spars with witness. For 3 days, the former chief of the Israeli military's Palestinian Affairs Department delivered important, if a bit dry, testimony in the terrorism financing trial of Arab Bank in the Federal District Court in Brooklyn. And from Beijing, the Global Times says the US may intensify air raids in Iraq, unlikely to send combat troops, where President Barack Obama announced this week extra military personnel would be sent to protect US diplomatic facilities after Islamic State terrorists overran vast areas in North Iraq. The move is unlikely a precursor to resending massive combat troops, but air raids may be intensified. And for more updates, visit our website levant.tv. Thanks for watching. I'll be with you again tomorrow, and bye for now.